Hey guys, it's Nick from Fitness is the Mission. Today I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about goals and setting goals and what those goals mean to you and things like that. So a lot of the times we ourselves as individuals, we see certain goals that we want to attack and we want to do, but sometimes they just seem so out there and so hard to achieve that we don't necessarily know how to get to those goals. So one of the things I like to do when I try to achieve my own goals, I like to actually break goals down. So say I have a goal of running a 5K or something like that. The way that I break that goal down is I simply just break it down into smaller steps. So what I do is I would be like, I want to be able to run a mile within 8 minutes. So I would slowly start to progress towards that. So say I ran the mile in 9 minutes. Now I want to shave about a minute off of that. I'd give myself kind of a deadline to actually push myself to that goal. So I would say within 2 weeks I'm going to get down to about 8 minutes. So what I would do is I would progress my training to that goal itself. So maybe I would do interval training, or I'd go do sprints, or I would jog and just see how far I can get, or I would try to push myself even harder while I jog, certain things like that. And with these small goals, the great thing about it is when you achieve that goal, you feel so good, and you start to feel like, wow, I can really actually get to this larger goal that I have. So it actually helps build you into believing in yourself, that you can actually reach that goal that you want. Another thing I like to talk about is I like to say things like, a lot of times you can definitely make the goals, right? But sometimes we miss goals too. Sometimes we can miss that small goal. Maybe I don't get that mile run down to 8 minutes within that 2-week period that I thought that I could. You're not going to look down on yourself. Never look down on yourself and be like, I didn't do it. I suck. I shouldn't even try. It's just a waste of time. Don't ever think that, because once you get that mentality in your head, then you feel like you're just defeated. You don't want that. So whenever I miss a goal, and believe me, I've missed goals too. I know that some people out there might think like, oh well, maybe you don't know what it's like to be overweight or something like that. You don't know exactly how hard it is, or you might not be able to do certain things, or maybe things like that. But in my mind, how I vision goals and things like that is you can't beat yourself up over a missed goal. And yeah, I've missed goals for certain things too. And when I miss those goals, I always try to think of, okay, well, how could I have done that better in order to achieve the goal next time? You always want to keep trying. Never stop trying. Maybe attack it in a different way this time, but never stop trying. You always want to push yourself to make that goal a reality. So pretty much another thing that you can do in order to actually achieve these goals is definitely motivation. Motivate yourself, really push yourself to do these goals. You could even hang up your goals around like your kitchen, or put them on your phone, constant reminders and things like that. Constantly telling you, hey, get out there and do this, get out there and get it done. You can do it. Motivate yourself. Look towards your family to motivate you. Just really, motivation is key to hit these goals. Another thing that I like to talk about is being prepared, especially if it's like a weight-related goal. Say you want to lose like 5 or 10 pounds in order to get to an even bigger goal of losing like 50 to even more. I like to always say, be prepared. Sometimes I know time gets in a crunch and things like that, and it's really hard to actually eat healthy and to exercise and things like that. You always want to try to be prepared. Always carve out a time for exercise. Always carve out a time to pack your lunch and things like that, because the world gets crazy. Trust me, I know. Sometimes it's hard to prepare, but I always like to prepare, especially if I'm planning my meals out for the next day. I like to prepare at least one day in advance. So I'll go home sometimes after work or something, and I'll cook up a meal, and then I'll put it inside little tubs and things like that, and put them inside a lunchbox, so I have them the next day, so I'm already prepared for that day. Sometimes I know that can be time consuming too, but honestly, it may take 30 minutes to 45 minutes to actually bust that out and get it done, and then the next day, you're at least you're happy that you're actually prepared for that thing. Some people even cook a whole week in advance. For me, that's a little crazy for me. I can't do that. Personally, I cannot do that. Other people can. I got a bunch of friends that actually do that themselves. But yeah, always being prepared is definitely a great tool to have in your tool belt, because when you're prepared, you don't have to actually worry about what am I going to eat this day, or when am I going to be able to go to the gym that day, things like that. You don't have to worry about running fast food or skipping your gym schedule, things like that. Always, or your gym day, always think to be prepared that next day. That'll help you achieve your goals. It'll help you achieve your small goals. If you achieve your small goals, then you build more small goals in order to work up to that large goal. And then sooner or later, that bigger goal that you had in mind now becomes a small goal to you. And now that you achieved that goal, you can now plan for a bigger goal than that goal, and then keep making small goals into that. I said goals a lot right there. I know I did. It might be confusing for some people, but seriously, just stay focused, stay prepared, and stay motivated. Look for friends to motivate you. Look for me to motivate you. I just want to motivate you guys to do things the way you want to do them, and how you guys want to push yourselves to do certain things. So that's pretty much all I have for right now. I look forward to speaking with you guys again, and hopefully I'll be able to bring workout videos and more corrective exercise things to you guys relatively soon. Have a good one.